Yo, what's up guys, it is me Kelvin, aka I Love My Flygon, and today I'll be doing a team builder and an overview of my week 1 match for the BJL Season 4 against my opponent, Prologo. So I don't know if I'm going to do this for every single one of my BJL matches, but I just thought, since I have a lot of free time right now, that I'd do my team builder and an overview of my match against Prologo. So yeah, let's just jump right into it. So looking at Prologo's team real quick, he has a team of Jirachi, Amoonguss, Honchkrow, which is one of his Z-movers, Slurpuff, Ambipom, Regirock, Mega Charizard X, Keldeo, which is another one of his Z-movers, Darmanitan, Sigilyph, which is another one of his Z-movers, and last but not least, Dugtrio, Alola. So, the first thing that scared me about his team, immediately was Honchkrow, because I have no flying type switch-ins. I cannot switch into a hard-hitting flying type. And, a Banded Brave Bird, or, Flynium Z, Brave Bird, it terrified me in this match. So I built specifically to try and get around Honchkrow a little bit. Next thing was obviously Mega Charizard X. That thing's always a threat, and I knew that if we got our Dragon Dance up, that it could be very bad. So I brought a few mons to try and deal with it the best that I could. And then other threats also include Darmanitan, which is always very hard hitting, especially against my team, but I do have a few answers to it that I can switch in kind of freely, but not too much. And Keldeo, if it was the Calm Mindset, was terrifying to me, but if it was Specs, it wasn't as terrifying because I did have a switch in or two. Jirachi was a bit annoying, same with Amoonguss with Spore, but I did have solutions to that. And everything else didn't really scare me too much. I mean, I could deal with Sigilyph, as you can see by my sets that I'm about to show you. Slurpuff wasn't really scary either because I had a lot of priority on my team. Ambipom, though it did hit hard, didn't scare me too much. So the main things I was scared about was the Honchkrow, Megazard, and the Keldeo. So let's just get right into my team. So the first one I decided to bring was Victini, leftovers with Substitute, Thunder Wave, Searing Shot, Psychic, Max Special Attack, Max Speed, Timid? Yeah, I know my nature's timid nature, kind of basic, but I'll explain to you why the set is so weird. So, this is mainly to substitute up and T-Wave faster threats, because most of the time with this thing, he'll probably switch in. He doesn't have good switch-ins to this thing, at all. So what I can do is I can switch into something I don't know, Amoonguss, Jirachi, Keldeo baiting the Scarf Zen Headbutt, maybe even Darmanitan baiting Scarf, Bolt Strike, which does a lot. Then I can sub up on one of his switch-ins and spread T-Wave. So what T-Wave does, it slows down stuff like Mega Charizard X, Keldeo, Darmanitan, Honchkrow, Jirachi if it's Scarf, Ambipom. It slows down a lot of his team, and not only that, but his team cannot switch into Searing Shot plus Psychic. Jirachi is weak against Searing Shot. Amoonguss hates both of its stabs. Honchkrow doesn't like getting burned by Searing Shot. Same with Slurpuff, plus it doesn't take it too well. Ambipom doesn't like getting burned, plus Searing Shot hits really hard. Regirock, I'd say, is the only thing that could really counter this set, but even then, I think his Psychic does around 20 to 30%, which is pretty decent, considering I'm not running Modest or anything like that. Mega Charizard X doesn't like the status, not only that, but Psychic does a decent amount. I think I calculated it did around 40%. Keldeo doesn't like switching into Psychic, same with Darmanitan. Sigilyph doesn't like taking too many Searing Shots, though if it's the Cosmic Power set with Flame Orb, then it's just free setup bait, so I guess that's another answer. But if it's not that set, then it can't do too much. And Dugtrio Alola, since Victini is under sub, it does not like taking Searing Shot whatsoever. So he doesn't really have a switch in to its dual stabs, so I thought instead of a physical set, a more special set would be better, because it hits Megazard, Regirock, stuff like that harder. And not only that, but it doesn't have too many great physical fire type moves. Sorry about that. Sorry for the sudden cut. What was I saying? Victini, Searing Shot plus Psychic. Nothing really like switching into it. I didn't want to run physical because other than V create, which I didn't want to run, it doesn't get amazing. Like it does get fusion flare, but I loved the prospect of birding a lot with Searing Shot, so that's why I went with that. Not only that, but Zen Headbutt isn't always reliable, so I decided to go with a more specially oriented set. So that's my thought process behind Victini. Next one is Mega Lopunny. Max attack, max speed, adamant nature. So this I think outspeeds. I think this outspeeds the entirety of his team, if I'm not wrong. Hold on, let me look at his team. Jirachi, Amogus, Honchkrow. Yeah, it outspeeds his entire team at Adamant, with Adamant Nature. So I don't really need to worry about that. All I need to really worry about is Scarfers. And don't worry, I calced speed. I probably should have removed some speed, like speed creeping something like Ambipom or Keldeo, and putting some in HP just for a little bit of bulk. But I didn't think about that at the time. Whoops. But yeah, Adamant Nature hit everything on his team super hard. Like, look at his switch-ins to, like, return plus, like, Fire Punch or return plus Drain Punch. Nothing likes taking that. I didn't want to risk high Jump Kick because I feared that he'd try running Protect on some of his mons, and I felt like a bit of recovery would be better for Lopunny for longevity. So as you can see, Amogus doesn't like taking too many Fire Punches. If it's, like, the defensive set, it can take 2, but if it's more specially defense invested, then it can only take 2. Jirachi doesn't like switching into Fire Punch, neither Drain Punch. Honchkrow doesn't even like switching into Fake Out. Same with Slurpuff, same with Ambipom. Regirock gets bodied by Drain Punch. Mega Charizard X does not switch into Adamant return whatsoever. Same with Keldeo, same with Darmanitan, and same with Sigilyph, and Dugtrio does get bodied by Drain Punch. So once this thing freely got in, it kind of just claimed to kill, especially with Adamant Nature. So that's why I chose to run the set I did. As I already explained why I didn't run an HJK. I felt like it was a bit too risky, and Drain Punch was better for longevity. Fire Punch was mainly for the Amogus and the Jirachi. And yeah, that was my Mega Lopunny set. That's why I decided to bring it. It just punched so many holes in his team once it got in cleanly. So yeah, that is Mega Lopunny. Next is Crocodile. Choice Scarf Moxie with max attack, max speed. Jolly, I think I already mentioned that. With Stealth Rock, Earthquake, and Knockoff Stone Edge. As you'll see when I do an overview of the match, this thing put in a lot of work. So my main idea with this Crook set was to use it as a lead Stealth Rocker, because he did not switch into this thing too well. The best thing he could switch into is Amogus, so what I could do is he'll probably lead something like Jirachi or Regirock or maybe even Ambipom, and what I can do is scare those threats out, or Dugtrio Alola if he wants to use it as a lead. And what I could do is I'll scare it out and use Stealth Rock. And what I can do is switch out, and then once I have my rocks up, I can start applying pressure with those rocks. And then later on, I can get Crocodile in and start Earthquaking, Knockoffing. And the thing is, besides from all his flying types, he doesn't have a switch into Earthquake whatsoever. Like besides from Honchkrow and Sigilyph, that he doesn't have any switch into Earthquake. Probably Defensive Amogus is his best bet. But other than that, it's just he does not switch into it whatsoever. And after a +1, it starts bodying his team. So that's why I chose Moxie, so I could just keep on stacking up those attack raises, applying more pressure. And Stone Edge was for Charizard. No, it was for Sigilyph. Yeah, it was for Sigilyph, sorry. Was it for Sigilyph? I have no idea why I ran Stone Edge. I think I just slapped it in there because all I needed was Earthquake plus Knockoff. Knockoff was nice because I always removed an item. And yeah, KROOK was self-explanatory. It was a very good sweeper. It's a very good sweeper against his team. And I loved the Stealth Rock lead because it just pressured any of his other leads out except for Amogus, and he got up rocks for free. So yeah, that is Crocodile. Next we have Comfy, Pixie Plate, Triage, Calm Mind, Draining Kiss, HP Fire, Defog with max special attack, max HP. Now the reason why I didn't run any speed on this is because most of the time I'll probably be using Draining Kiss and HP Fire. The only way I could outspeed Jirachi is with max speed and timid, but I didn't want to run that because I really appreciated the extra power of Draining Kiss in this match with Modest. So I just decided I'm not going to outspeed Jirachi if it's like Scarf, and even then like a bulky set I don't want to like try and speed creep for. And I'll always outspeed Amoongus, so HP Fire was like my best deal. Not only that, it just Pixie Plate, Draining Kiss, Modest after a +1 Calm Mind hit his team so unbelievably hard. It just killed Honchkrow outright. I think it did like 70 to 80 to Slurpuff. It did like 70% to Ambipom. It does a decent amount to Regirock. I think it like 50, 60. I could be wrong, but I think that's to Calc. I can't remember it from the top of my head. It did a very decent amount with to Mega Charizard. I think 50, 40. Keldeo, I think it knocked it out. I could be wrong, definitely. Darmanitan doesn't like switching into like +1 Draining Kiss like at all. I think it takes like 30 to 40, probably 30. Sigilyph doesn't like Comfy setting up too much Calm Minds on it. Too many Calm Minds on it. And as for Dugtrio Alola, there's HP Fire for that. So yeah, HP Fire was mainly for things like Jirachi, Amoongus, Dugtrio, Alola, and that's it. Just to hit those threats if I really need to. Defog was to defog away any hazards, because my Stealth Rock, I didn't like Stealth Rock against my team. It just chipped down too many Pokemon I needed. So that's why I carried Defog on this thing. And yeah, it was just it's a very potent sweeper against this team, and it can apply a lot of pressure, but if not, it could provide Defog support for my entire team. So yeah, that is Comfy. And next up, there is Milotic Leftovers, Marvel Skill with Scald, Recover, Dragon Tail, and Mirror Coat. Max HP, max defense. So the idea with this set is it's supposed to beat Keldeo, pretty much. So the idea of the set is if I'm going up against like Scarf Keldeo or Specs Keldeo, I can take a hit and Mirror Coat to kill it. But if it's Calm Mind and he sees the Mirror Coat, he'll start sending up more Calm Minds, and then I can Dragon Tail it out. Not only that, but it Dragon Tails out a lot of his sweepers. For example, if he gets in his Slurpuff, I can Dragon Tail that out. If he gets in his Mega Charizard X and starts Dragon Dancing, I can Dragon Tail that out. Sigilyph with Cosmic Power, Dragon Tail that out. What else? Some sort of setup Honchkrow set for some reason, I can Dragon Tail that out. Keldeo, Calm Mind, I think I already mentioned that. I can Dragon Tail that out. Cursed Regirock, Dragon Tail that out. Just, I can Dragon Tail so many things out that can set up against Milotic. Scald was mainly for stab and to provide like status for his entire team. Like, not too many of his mons appreciated a Scald. For example, Jirachi didn't appreciate Scald Bird. Honchkrow didn't appreciate Scald Bird. Same with Slurpuff, Ambipom. Regirock didn't appreciate Scald period. Mega Charizard X could take a couple of Scalds, so it didn't mind too much. Same with Keldeo. Darmanitan didn't like taking Scald period. Sigilyph could take a lot, especially if it's the Cosmic Power set. And Dugtrio Alola obviously does not like switching into Scald, because not only of the added burn, but the super effective damage. And then I finally added Recover just for longevity's sake for that recovery, because the longer Milotic survived, the more it could wall things. And yeah, it was just I thought this would be the most effective set, because not only did it beat Keldeo, but it just Dragon Tailed out a lot of his threats that could set up on me. So yeah, that is Milotic. And finally, but not least, last but not least, sorry, we have Scizor Mickleberry. I think that's what it's called. Mickleberry Technician Natural Gift Bullet Punch U-Turn Substitute. So here's the idea with this set. Okay, bear with me here. So I send this in against something like, I don't know, let's just say Regirock, right? He's obviously going to switch out. Most of the time he will switch out to his Mega Charizard, because not only is Scizor setup bait, but it can't hit anything. It can't hit Mega Charizard X with anything. So what I can do here is I can sub on that, and then what he'll do is either Dragon Dance or Flare Blitz my sub. If he Flare Blitzes the sub, oh, by the way, Mickleberry turns Natural Gift into a base 100 physical rock move. That's what Mickleberry is for. So, I have the sub behind me, so there's two scenarios that can happen. He Dragon Dances, I hit him with the Natural Gift, it does 70 to 80%, and then after that I still have my sub up, and I could just kill it next turn. He'll probably try and break my sub with Flare Blitz, but at that point it's too late, so I can just Natural Gift again to kill. Or, second scenario, he Flare Blitzes my sub, he Flare Blitzes the sub, I hit him up with a Natural Gift, he's down to like 10-15% at that point because of Flare Blitz recoil, and then I Bullet Punch to kill. That's the idea with the Scissor set. It's very situational, I know, but I wanted to test it out, and it's just a very cool idea because this thing actually hits Mega Charizard X very hard. It does 70 to 80%, as I said, and with that Flare Blitz recoil from hitting the sub, it is now in either Bullet Punch range. It is now in Bullet Punch range. So that's the idea behind the set. Not only that, but Bullet Punch just hit a lot of his team hard. It hit Slurpuff, Ambipom, Regirock really hard. Did I run U-turn this? Yeah, I run U-turn for momentum because I always like having a bit of momentum on my side with U-turn support. So it could U-turn on stuff I know that could come in, like Keldeo or Darb or Dugtrio Lola and threats like that. But overall, it was very nice priority, and I just really wanted to test out the set against Mega Charizard X. So yeah, that was the Scizor set, and that is my team builder for Prologo's team. And now we will get on to the battle. Alright, so here's the match. Prologo brought a team of Charizard, Mega Charizard X, Keldeo, Slurpuff, Ambipom, Regirock, and Darmanitan, while I brought these mons. So yeah, here we go. I'm putting the battle in slow so I can explain each turn a little bit more. So yeah, let's get this started. So as a lead, I told you guys I wanted to use, sorry, this is a bit too slow. I wanted to use Crocodile as a lead and get up my rocks. And I thought I'd pressure this thing out. So obviously, as I said, this was going to be my dedicated lead no matter what, because he could pressure most of his leads out. And he leaded Regirock. So I thought, okay, he's going to be scared of the Earthquake. So that's why I went for rocks. But for some reason, he Thunder Waved, which I do not understand. Like, I don't know if he misclicked or he thought I would switch out for some reason. Maybe he thought I was scared of, like, sturdy countered Regirock. But even though I knew that he could be that set, I knew that it was more worth, like, getting up rocks instead of chip, because there was a lot of different things on my team that could deal with Regirock. So I wasn't that scared. So I don't understand the Thunder Wave play completely at all. So I switched into my Loudon because that was my safest switch in. He got up his rocks. This turn I clicked Skull just for a little bit of chip on the Regirock. He went for Toxic just to chip down my Milotic a little bit, and I didn't have Refresh on this set, so that was a good play by him. He switched out into his Keldeo, which should always be a switch in to Milotic, but as you know, I had that Mirror Coat. So I scalded the Keldeo, got a little bit of chip in, took a little bit of toxic damage down to 88%. So he used Focus Blast. I stayed in and went for the Mirror Coat, killing the Keldeo. So my thought process behind this play was this. So I knew I could take any hit from this, and as I said, if he's at the Calm Mind set and he sees the Mirror Coat, he'll Calm Mind once more, so he can kill me with like a Z or something, and then I can Dragon Tail it out. But if he does hit me with a move, it won't hit me too hard, and I can kill him back with the Mirror Coat. So this Focus Blast did 63%, and even though I'm max defense, the only way Focus Blast could hit me that hard is if he was Specs. I calced it, so yeah, this was Specs Keldeo Focus Blast. So it was very nice that I was able to get rid of the Keldeo immediately with Mirror Coat, because if not, that thing would just be so annoying throughout the entire game, like pressuring almost all of my mons with like the combination of like Scald plus Focus Blast, maybe even a Calm Mind set, maybe Z. But since he Specs, I was able to stay in, take a hit, and Mirror Coat it out. Mirror Coat it to death. So yeah, that was very nice. And the reason, as I said, the reason why I stayed in is because I knew I could beat this Keldeo no matter what, so I was willing to take the chip. Plus Focus Blast from like a Scarf Keldeo only did for like what, 50% max, so yeah, that's why I went for that play. Keldeo was gone. I was very happy with that. So he went into the Charizard. He Mega Evolved and Dragon Danced. But then I Dragon Tailed the Charizard out. So the reason why I went for Dragon Tail was because I knew this thing was gonna die. He would have either killed me with like a Dragon Claw or a Flare Blitz, or he would have just set up on me straight up. Because what can this thing do to stop me from setting up or like roosting up? So the best play was obviously to Dragon Tail. So if he did set up or roost, then I could like phase it out, and not only that, but I could get more Stealth Rock chip on it. And he actually did go for the Dragon Tail, not thinking that I could do anything to him. But in reality, I did Dragon Tail the Charizard out into his Regirock. And my Milotic died from Toxic Poison from the Regirock. But Milotic already put in so much work, pretty much crippling that Mega Charizard and killing the Keldeo. So Crocodile came in. I Earthquake. He didn't switch out, which he didn't have a switch into. But I got that +1 attack. He went into Ambipom. He faked me out, did 44%, flinched me. Now, he didn't switch out for some reason, which I found really weird. Because what he could do here was he could switch the Ambipom out, sack a Mon, switch the Ambipom back in, fake out, and then sack another Mon, and then come back in and kill my Crook. Yeah, he would have had like what, 2 Mons left, but at least he would have stopped this thing from like completely and utterly sweeping his team. So I didn't understand him sacking Ambipom whatsoever. I really didn't understand, because it gave him a bit of a better chance, if any, instead of just, you know, letting Crook kill him and get to +2. So I didn't agree with this play whatsoever. I got that +2 Moxie. He switched into Slurpuff. Any kind of Slurpuff actually took a +1 Earthquake, so he could have also switched into this and killed me with a Play Rough, but he didn't. So now that I'm at +2, this guaranteed kills no matter what, especially with that Stealth Rock chip. And at this point, I'm at +3. He switches in the Darmanitan. I was expecting this to be Scarf and just superpower me to the next dimension, but he wasn't Scarf. I don't know what set that Darmanitan was, but he wasn't Scarf, so that explains why he didn't switch it in earlier. And now I'm at +4. I Earthquake the Charizard, and Crocodile cleans up at the end. 12 turns. Crocodile claims 5 kills, and that is my match against Prologo. So we won with a 5-0. That's honestly awesome to start off the season. I couldn't ask for like an any better start, except for like 6-0ing him, but that's asking for way too much. I'm very happy with how this match went. Unfortunately, I didn't get to use like T-Wave Victini or what was the berry? Mickleberry Natural Gift Scissor. Unfortunately, I didn't get to use any of that, but Crook did go in at the end of the day, and we took our first win very decisively. So that's one win for us. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you have an amazing morning, afternoon, or night, whatever time zone you're living in, and have a good one. Peace.